Speaking of rocking and rolling, let's take a look at our problem of the day. Go to Farmer Ray. He is counting 36 legs between his goats and chickens. And that's an interesting concept there. Goats and chickens on the farm. Sometimes you have goats and chicken in the city. If he has a total of 13 goats and chickens, that's total. There's some goats, some chickens there. How many of each animal? All right, so we got 36 legs, 13 goats and chickens, and from there on, we've got to figure out, wow, how many of each? So you say, Ernie, how are we going to do it? Let's take a look at this. Let's see what's happening. First of all, you're thinking there's two clues. There's two things going on. You're talking about legs, but then we're also talking about goats and chickens, all right? So what I'm going to do to make this go straight for us here, I want us to have a two-variable experience, all right? You say, well, could we do without two variables? Well, probably could. I think it's going to be easier if we work it with two variables, all right? And a little bit of algebra here, but let's think about what's going on here. First of all, what is so important about the legs? The legs, chickens have 2, all right? Goats have 4. That one you said, oh, I knew that. See, you're already halfway home because those are two important numbers for these problems, okay? Because you got 4 legs for one goat and you got 2 for one chicken. So put that together. Put it together. What's going to happen? Well, you're eventually going to have 36 of these little things. So every time you have a goat, you get 4 legs, right? Every time you have a chicken, you get 2. So let's talk about the legs here. Actually, first of all, let's just use G and C for goats and chickens, all right? So let's see. We'll let why not? G equal goats, all right? That's going to be the number of goats because we don't know that. We're going to let C equal the number of chickens. Now, you could play with these numbers. You could play with them and say, well, let's see. I've got 13 of them all. Maybe it's like well, how about it? 7 and 6, or it could be 4 and 9, or something like that. You could play with it until you get there. But remember, you've got to make sure while those 4 and 9 add up to 13, you've also got to make sure you end up with what? 36 legs. So there's 2 stipulations here. There's 2 clues, so to speak, and only one combination of goats and chicken is going to give us 36 of those. So there's the first thing. By the way, there are 13 of them in all. I kept saying that. So let's call that G plus C. We'll put it right out here, equaling to 13. That was pretty straightforward, wasn't it? We can say x plus y. In a minute, we may do that. But for right now, we're going to use G and C. What about it? We said goats have what? 4 legs. So we're going to put a 4G. And it's not your telephone. It's not your gigs, all right? But your 4Gs for goats, all right? 4 legs per goat, all right? And chickens have 2. And they come together to give us 36. Now, does that make sense to you? All right, we're in the farm. Farmer Ray has done some stuff here. And look at what's going on. Goats and chickens, they're 13 animals. 4 legs, 2 legs, 36 legs in all. So what we want to do is find the combination of G and C that unlocks this crazy, crazy puzzle. Now, I'm going to use what we call a little bit of elimination. You say, what does that mean? It means we're going to try to get rid of one of these variables. And it really doesn't look very difficult to get rid of either one. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the top up here and I'm going to multiply it by a -2. You say, why are you doing -2, Ernie? Because I want my C's to cancel out. I want them to go away. So that's what we mean by eliminate, all right? That's the story. So I multiply through, and by the way, I like using these arrows when we do things like that because too many equals get things kind of crazy. So over here we're going to have a -2G minus 2C equaling, looks like -26. Down under, am I doing anything? Because, see, I'm going to get a match. When I put a -2 and a +2 together, goodbye C's, easy problem from there on. So let's do that. So let's keep the bottom one just like it is because we've already got a match. No need to mess up a good thing, right? Keep it on the playing field here. So now we are ready to look at some things. Let's add them together because that's the idea of elimination. You're going to add the 2 equations that you get, and after you've adjusted them a little bit, then there we go. Get rid of those C's. We're going to have 2G equaling, does it look like? What does it look like to you guys? I think it's going to be 10. You say the answer's 10? 10 to 3? No. We still got to divide, right? So let's divide by 2. And I'm going to see G equals 5. It looks like we got 5 goats. I hope we do. Because if we have 5 goats, it's easy to figure out how many chickens, right? Because you got 13 total. So go to the easy clue. Go to the easy clue here to do this. And we're going to put in 8, right? 8 for chickens because 5 plus 8 will give us 13. There's one of your combinations. Some of y'all guessed that one. Of course, you have to make sure they go in the right direction because it says we're going to have 5 goats and 8 chickens. How do we know? How do we know? Well, let's go back and figure out the legs. So we said what? Farmer Ray has 4-legged goats, all right? He's got a bunch of them here. Actually, it looks like we're going to have, so let's go to that equation about the legs. So we're going to say 4 times per goat plus 2 times the C equals to 36. We know it works for 13. No need to go back and play with that one, all right? We know that's going to work. 5 and 8 are good. Now, where we're going to go is figuring out, did we get the right number of legs? So put those numbers in there real quickly. You put a 5 here. What do we have over here? I had an 8. So guess what? There's 20 legs from the goats. Looks like 16. And my goodness, my friends, we do have 36 total legs in this barnyard, all right? Or in the backyard, or in some cases, in our urban population inside the house, you know, and whatever. So there you have it. Farmer Ray, thank you for giving us that question today. And again, there you have it. 5 and 8. And by the way, make sure you have 5 goats and 8 chickens.